I think we've got a really good way to protect our farm from predators. It works out really well for us, which is awesome. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the ranch. My name is Sam.
I'm Dee.
And we're gonna go check out something really cool on our property, and that is really bright. There we go. We're actually gonna go check out the pond area. I started doing a little bit of work yesterday. I did a little bit of work on the pond last summer, and just kind of had to take a back seat because we have too much stuff going on here. But we really need to start working on making sure that we've got some water here for other things like gardening and that type of stuff. So we're gonna go take a look, and Bea hasn't actually been back by the pond in a long time.
No.
So we're gonna take baby girl back here. We're gonna go back by the pond and take a quick little look, kind of come up with a plan. We're walking through all this 3.5, 4 foot tall tansy. Ugh.
Watch out for coyotes.
We're walking through the creek right here. It's not a wet creek. Yeah, because it's only a seasonal creek here, but we do have this little bit of a creek bed here, which is kind of nice. Cece, stay over here. Yeah, we've had a lot of coyote pressure here lately, so that's exactly why we're bringing Cece with us. We need some predator protection here while we're out in the back part of this property. And that's kind of something that we were gonna want to talk to you guys about, is because we just mentioned in the last video with our chickens that we use dogs for protection here on the farm. So we figured now might be a really good time to go over all the different things that we use to protect the animals on our farm here.
Yep.
So that's what we're gonna talk about. First thing that we have our dogs, which our dogs are a Sarplaninac, very, very ancient lines, and known for protecting against brown bears, Eurasian brown bears, and wolves, and other very, very large predators. They work really hard every single day here on this farm, and every night actually, more than anything.
A lot.
And so that's the number one thing we have. We'll go into more detail about the dogs in another video.
If you want some other videos that we've already made about the dogs, I'll make sure to put little links in the top of the screen for you.
Yes. Number two that we do to protect the animals on our farm from predators, we have got quite a little collection of Pewpews that will take out a predator if we need to. Another really important thing that we do here on the farm is we do have a lot of cameras, solar powered cameras that we kind of put all over the place, ones that actually go right to Bee's phone, which is really, really important. That helps out a lot because then we're able to keep an eye on things even if we're not home, but even in the evening time when we're asleep, the cameras go off, we're able to check and see what's going on out there. And if it's a predator, then I know that it's my turn to get up and grab the Pewpew. Another thing we have on our farm though that's really, really important, and that everybody has their own ideas about what's the best way to go about it, is fencing. We have some really solid fencing here, but we also do run electric fencing, and we'll show you guys what we kind of do for the electric fencing when we get over that way, over where the pigs are and where our cow. Actually, we're going to pick up our cow today, so she's going in her brand new electric fencing that I just finished yesterday. And we're actually back here in the pond though right now. As you guys can see, that's where the house is right there. The pond actually will start right over in this Pacha tansy right there, so about 25 feet that way, and then we will actually be going pretty much up to those trees over there, and then over that way we're probably going about 150 to 175 feet. This is something we're actually pretty excited about though, because the pond is going to serve multiple purposes for us. We'll be able to put the geese and the ducks out here to help keep the pond clean. This will be a pond for us to use too, so we'll be able to swim in this pond. But also, this is going to serve as a water source, which is the most important thing that we need here. We do have a well. Our well is not super crazy good producing. Suffices for what we need it for. But we do have this is a spring right in this area. That's why we're doing the pond right here, because we'll be able to get plenty of water out of this to help water crops, water animals, all sorts of things. And last year I actually did dig down about 15 feet with the excavator, and this whole thing filled up with water here. and then I went over and did another hole about 100 feet that way, and then I did another hole about another 100 feet that way, and we have hit the spring here. In the springtime, this pond will fill up all the way to the top, and then in the summertime, it'll drop down and be a little bit lower in here, which isn't a big deal. I'm gonna actually count out some steps and kind of come up with an idea of how big this pond actually is. I think it's gonna end up turning out to be about an acre-ish, maybe a little bit more, but I'll be able to get a pretty good idea now of about how big it's going to be.
Yeah.
My stride is about 3 feet, so we have 75 strides. Now we're going to measure this way, going over towards where our animals are.
Okay.
Yeah, and so about here is where we kind of have it figured out where the edge of the pond is going to be. We have about 65 paces this way, and that does change a little bit because it kind of goes a little bit further up the creek there, but this is pretty good. So 75 by 65 paces. So we'll go inside, do the math, figure out the square footage on that. This is just like a basic starting point of how big the pond's going to be. All right, now we're gonna head on over here to the electric fence where we're gonna go put our cow in a little bit later. Oh, there's so many pricklies in here. Ow! Oh. And we're back over by the pigs, if you can see. These are our feeder pigs. They're not gonna be here for much longer. They're getting nice and big. But as you can see, this is what we did with the electric here. And I know we kind of talked about it before, but we have a 3-strand. We have 2 lower strands for the pigs. And then we've got a higher strand here. The higher one is mainly just for predators. That's what we did for the pigs for now. This other area over here is, you can tell it's a little bit higher. The wire's a little higher. It's not on yet, so we can go through it. This is what the wire that'll actually keep Mirabelle, our cow, in. All these other ones just keep everything out. And we did one low because we might be putting a pig in here with her once these other piggies are gone. And so we want to make sure that the pig will hit the snout right on that electric wire and learn. We have some chargers right here. We use the Premier One solar chargers. We have 2 of them. And then right there is a Premier One pig netting. It's a 24-inch pig netting. We will use that in here for the pig that we put in here in the beginning, just so that it gets trained to a certain... Oh, Cece just got hit by the wire. Anyway, so yeah, this is what we do mainly for the electric part of our fencing. We do have a charger that can do like 19 miles, but we need to hook that up to the shore power of the house, and we're just not set for that yet. But as you guys can see here, this is the other type of fencing that we do. We've got 50-inch wire right here, and then our corners are all heavy duty, and we can pull the wire nice and tight. And as you can see, the goats are coming in. This is where the goats are most of the time. And we do let them out into this area to nibble, but this is the majority of our fencing is just like this. So that is what we do mainly for predator control here on the farm.
And I guess another one is we make sure everything is put away at night. Yeah,
right now we just have some small kennels that we're locking everybody up in for now. The billy goats and the boar, Dave, they stay out in their little pasture all the time. But out here, this is where a lot of the predators come from, is from back in the field there. We do have the dogs in here at night. We lock the girl goats up. And they're so tiny anyway, they'd be like a snack for a cougar. That's what we're doing. We have the barn set up here, which I guess is part of how we're protecting our livestock here on the farm. As we kind of talked about before, the barn took a little bit of a hit with a really nasty storm we got this last spring. When I pulled up to the house, I looked at the barn, and our center beams here, all the center is pretty much done. All the posts that we had up except for one side actually fell over. But we are all set here. This is a 36 by 60 barn, and you can see we have some concrete in here. Along this side, we're gonna have some stalls where we can lock our goats up and the pigs up at night so that they're protected 100% of the time. They will have a 12 by 20 feed room in here for all of our a bulk feed that we provide. And then on this end will be a 12 by 20 chicken coop for all of our laying hens. And then this whole middle area is just a drive-through. We'll have a door on that side and a door on this side here. If we need to, we can bring the tractor in here and work on the tractor, or if we need to put implements in here or that kind of stuff. And then on this side of the barn, we will have what is going to be our 2 brooding rooms. So we'll have some areas in here with some, I guess, little brooding areas that we can either put chicks in, or we can put baby goats with their mom in, or piglets in here if we have to take them away from the mom. And so we'll have 2 10 by 12 brooding rooms right there, which will help dramatically. We don't have to have chickens in our garage or in our house anymore. Should be really nice.
Walk on me.
This section of concrete right here, we have water coming in right there. This is going to be essentially like our clean room for the barn. If we need to milk in here, we can milk in here.
Like medical stuff?
Yeah, all the medical stuff for the animals will stay out here. And then here we will have 2 more stalls right there for the pasture on that side. And all of this will be surrounded by electric fencing. The dogs will be able to fully go around the entire barn, which will help the protection as well.
As far as our setup goes right now, that's how we're protecting our animals, and it will change. You know, we're going to be moving things around and coming up with new pastures and have more ways that we need to keep everyone protected. But I think for the most part, we're going to do our best to keep the dogs to where they can just access everything.
Yep. We do have Cece here, just like doing what we're doing today when we're out just walking around. We bring Cece with us. She'll alert us if something's out there, and she'll scare off most predators here. Another thing that we do need to talk about, I guess, why we need to work so hard at our predator protection here is because of the predators that we have.
Right now, our #1 predator is coyotes, whatever you want to call them.
Wily coyote.
Yeah, those things. After that, we've dealt with aerial predators here already.
Yep. The next closest one that we've had, though, would be a cougar.
Cougar, yep. Cougar
we had a cougar kill
in the neighbor's property.
There was a cougar kill right there earlier in the springtime.
Then after that, you have bears, black bears, but on top of that, where we live in North Idaho, Grizzly Bears.
And there are a lot of them, especially in this little area that we live.
Yeah.
In this valley. You can see we are not right there, but the mountains there. These are the Selkirk Mountains, and they go all the way around us. The grizzly bears come right out of the Selkirks. We also have wolves. We've probably, in the county that we live, we have the highest population of wolves in the entire state of Idaho, which is insane. And then along with that, there's always the threat of neighborhood dogs. I know we don't live in a neighborhood, but we do live in the country, and a lot of people let their dogs roam free.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go shoot someone's household dog. I'd rather just scare it off. That's why we have the big dogs, and even Cece will scare off most dogs. And
some other things are just like the basic things that probably most people deal with, you know, like skunks, raccoons.
Oh, there's Chiquita.
Oh.
Our kitty cat. Yeah, skunks,
That's
raccoons,
foxes.
We don't really see a whole lot of foxes up here.
No, we also don't really see many skunks or raccoons, but I know they exist up here. So
it's
mostly the big ones. The big ones are the problems up here. Stop. Calm down. Yeah.
We also have guineas, guys. They are so vocal. They're really, really good at warning us if stuff's coming or if something's there.
And the dogs work along with them, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, we have a really good team of animals here that works to protect our farm. And you put that along with having some firepower and some nice electric fencing and all the other good fencing that we have here. I think we've got a really good way to protect our farm from predators. It works out really well for us, which is awesome. And that's something that, again, we're gonna work a little bit more on too next year, is we're gonna figure out a way to truly free range our birds again in another area where the dogs can be around them and the dogs can protect them. Because again, we didn't lose a single bird to predators for our meat birds, which is really impressive because, like we talked about in the last video, we let them literally free range our entire property, and a lot of times they even went into our neighbor's pasture. A pretty cool setup that we got here. And so that's just something that we know that you guys might have had questions on, is how we actually protect our livestock here on this farm, and us, I guess, as well.
Yeah, there's cute little babies back there.
Right there, baby girl.
Hi, everybody. I'm the baby.
So, all right, guys, that is what we got for the day. I am going to figure out those pond numbers and I'll have B insert those in there for the approximate size of the pond. That's gonna be a project that we're gonna be just getting going on actually really close in the near future. I'll probably work on it a little bit later today. And then once we have the machine here, we're gonna get going on that, because by springtime, I'd really like to be able to start stocking some fish in there. And then also that'll allow us to have more water for more crops and more livestock here on the farm. So anyway, guys, that is where we're at. Thank you guys for coming along with us and checking out our pond and talking a little bit of predator control with us. If you guys have any questions, make sure you leave those down in the comments below here. If you have any comments regarding our dogs or any questions regarding those especially, or any videos that you would like to see, make sure you leave that in the comments below too. And we will do a bit of dog videos here in the near future. It's a really important one because a lot of people are getting into using livestock guardian dogs, but there's a lot of controversy on what's the right way to do it, what's not the right way to do it. And so we can give you guys some advice on how to do it on a very small farm, on a small scale, and the things that we've done to make it work. And we've done pretty good. It's taken a long time, but we've done pretty good at it.
It's not always easy, so there's a lot of work that goes into it.
Look at these peppers, guys. We got peppers galore. Anyway, that's where we're gonna leave it. So thank you for coming along and hanging out with us. Until next time, see you later.
Bye.
Oh, also, don't forget to subscribe, please.